Right now, somewhere in the deep ocean, water is pressing down with a force most people will never experience and never need to. At 1,000 meters down, that pressure is roughly 100 times greater than at the surface. Human engineers have spent decades building machines just to survive it. And in 2023, the world watched as one of those machines failed instantly, without warning. So what actually happens to a body when the ocean wins? To understand crush depth, you first need to understand pressure itself. At sea level, the air above you presses down with about 14.7 pounds per square inch, so gently your body doesn't even notice it. Water is far denser than air, so pressure builds fast as you go deeper. By 1,000 meters, roughly the depth of the Titanic wreck site, the pressure reaches over 1,500 pounds per square inch. That's like balancing the weight of a small truck on every single square inch of your body. Here's where things get strange. Submarines and research submersibles are built specifically to hold that pressure out, using thick pressure hulls engineered with steel or titanium and tested through extensive structural analysis. As long as that hull stays intact, a person inside is protected, breathing normal air at normal pressure, even thousands of meters down. The danger isn't the depth itself, it's what happens the moment that barrier fails. In June 2023, the OceanGate Titan submersible, on a dive toward the Titanic wreck roughly 3,800 meters down, suffered exactly that kind of failure. Investigators determined the vessel experienced a catastrophic implosion, the hull collapsing inward under pressure it could no longer withstand. And this is the part most people don't expect. An implosion at that depth doesn't happen in seconds. It happens in milliseconds, faster than a human nervous system can even register pain. Here's the physics behind that. Once a hull begins to fail, cracks can propagate through the material at speeds close to the speed of sound in metal, several kilometers per second. The surrounding water, no longer held back, rushes inward at incredible velocity, compressing the air inside the vessel almost instantly. That rapid compression generates a massive spike in temperature and pressure inside what used to be a protected space, all in a fraction of the time it takes to blink. For a human body caught inside that collapse, experts have been direct about the outcome. The pressure differential is so extreme and so sudden that there is no time for the body to react, to move, or to feel anything resembling a drawn-out event. It's closer to being struck all at once by a force acting faster than your own nerves can send a signal to your brain. Investigators studying the Titan disaster concluded the loss of life would have been instantaneous. But here's something scientists still debate: exactly how the human body responds at the cellular and structural level during an event that fast is difficult to study directly for obvious reasons. Most of what researchers understand comes from engineering models, pressure vessel testing, and comparisons to submarine disasters throughout history, not controlled human experiments that could never ethically exist. So while the broad physics is well understood, some of the finer biological details remain genuinely unknown. What we do know is that the deep ocean doesn't discriminate based on intent or preparation. Properly engineered vessels dive to these depths safely all the time. Deep sea research submersibles like Alvin, operated by Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, have carried scientists past 4,000 meters for decades without incident because their hulls are built, tested, and maintained specifically for that pressure. The difference between survival and disaster almost always comes down to the integrity of a few centimeters of metal standing between a person and one of the most powerful forces on the planet. So here's the full picture. Crush depth isn't a slow, gradual danger. It's a threshold. And on one side of it, engineering keeps the ocean's full pressure completely out. On the other side, if that barrier fails, physics takes over instantly and completely, with no time for suffering, but also no room for error. The ocean isn't empty. It's simply waiting patiently for anything that isn't strong enough to hold it back. If you enjoy exploring the unknown, there's plenty more waiting beneath the surface.